Welcome to the Mommy Therapist. They're ready for you.
I'm Kristi.
And I'm Sasha.
We are moms who are also therapists to moms.
And we are passionate about supporting all moms through motherhood transitions, challenges, and beyond.
And we're so happy that you're here today. This is episode 8.
Thank you for listening to our last episode where we discussed mama bear feelings and being a human being.
Being a human being. I feel like that stayed with me all week.
Yes.
Of like, it's not about doing, it's about being. Who am I going to be today?
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm continuing on with that this week a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was important to remember that during daylight savings when I feel like a human zombie.
Mm-hmm. I definitely feel like a human zombie.
A human sleepy.
I cannot get my sleep schedule back on track, and it's driving me crazy.
I know. It's
I
funny.
look so beautiful today, don't I, with my bloodshot eyes? And...
Oh, same. The little, it's a vibe having those circles under your eyes.
It's just the March Madness craziness.
That's really what March Madness means.
Yes, that's what it is.
We all look like we're going mad. My husband actually commented how well the kids have adjusted, like going to bed on time.
Nice. Yeah.
But like not us.
Yeah. We're not doing well.
We don't adjust
so
quickly.
No.
So.
I think my older kids are doing well. Jay is not doing very well with it. She's been in my room every night. She snuggles up to me and she goes, I had a nightmare. I'm like, I don't think you had a nightmare. I think you just woke up and didn't want to go back to sleep in your bed.
Yes, she needs some mommy snuggles.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just get right into check-in.
Beautiful.
I'm first today. Here we go. Okay. Mentally, I have been thinking a lot about travel.
Oh, I like it.
I'm doing that thing where I need something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. And summer is coming up.
Yes.
And because I have 50% custody of my older kids, I have to really think ahead because I really need to plan what weeks I need my kiddos by April. And so I think about summer vacations way far ahead. So I'm like, okay, what are we going to do for this? What do we want to do? How much money do we have? We have very little. So what can we do on a very tight budget? And planning some things with friends that are going to be a little less expensive because we're sharing costs or, stuff with my family. So I'm just thinking about that, about how do we want to spend our time? Mm-hmm. Like I'm already planning summer vacation.
I love that. Remember, that's a good self-care thing.
It is. And it's something that's important to me. And I will mention it to my husband and he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like he doesn't really care, but he has said, even though I don't care, I will be excited when it happens. Yeah. I will be all in when it's going on. He just doesn't look forward to it the way I do.
He doesn't like the planning stage.
No, yeah, but I do. So it works out.
That would be mine as well, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Emotionally, I'm just feeling really thoughtful. Mm-hmm. Thoughtful about how my actions are affecting myself. Thoughtful about how my words and actions might be affecting others. Just kind of being a little thoughtful,
Yeah, I like that. A
little tender, trying to be compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
Although I still sometimes get angry or feel like I'm in trouble. Like if someone flips me off in traffic, which I'm a really good driver. You are a good driver. I feel like I'm a good driver.
Yeah.
But whenever anyone gets mad at me in traffic or parking lots or something, I'm just like, first I'm like, shut up. And then I'm like, oh no, I made them feel scared.
I've been told that I have the nicest road rage in the world.
Yeah?
I will say, excuse me, can you stay in your lane? Okay, thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
I was like, who are you? What are you doing?
Yeah. Physically, like we just said, I am just sleepy. Mm-hmm. My eyes feel heavy. And I would like to sleep longer, even though I slept for 8 hours last night.
Oh, nice.
I guess I need more. I don't know. I'm feeling aged.
Yeah, aged.
Not old. I'm aged.
We can't do this
like a fine cheese.
Like a fine cheese. I love that.
Let's see. Socially, I went to dinner this past weekend with 2 friends from my previous life, my stay-at-home mom life. And it was really fun to catch up with them and to just kind of talk about where our lives are now. One of them, she was my first mom friend when I was deep in my postpartum already. My first was 8 weeks old. Oh, wow. And I got online and I found a mom's club and I went to this meeting and I sat next to her. If you're listening, shout out to Kelly. She's wonderful. But I sat next to her and she had a little girl who was almost 1. And she just talked to me about the need for friends, and she was very kind and warm. And now our kids are 12 and 11. And it's just like, I cannot believe that. But it was nice to catch up with her and then another dear friend of mine and just like share a space, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that felt good. For self-care, so I got my massage I talked about.
Good.
Which was very needed and painful, like in the good way. I call it the happy hurt. Like when you're like sore the next day, but it's like because we've released demons, you know? It's the happy hurt. But then another thing I'm doing that I kind of already talked to you about is I'm embracing my natural curly wavy hair because as I'm aging, my hair is breaking. It's thinning out. The ends are breaking. And I'm someone who my hair kind of is in that in between. It's not super curly, but it's definitely not straight. So it just gets like wavy. And I've got those Irish curls like at the base of my neck. And so I straighten my hair like every day.
Yeah.
And I do like my flat iron waves. And my husband was just like, babe, you're complaining about your hair. You just need to like let it be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And while I like it, there's parts of me that don't like it. I'm not sure why, but I'm trying to embrace it.
Yeah. You look amazing, by the way.
You.
I actually really love your curls.
I appreciate that. I feel like I go through this like every 5 years. I'm like, oh, I'm tired of doing my hair. I'll just do the waves. And then I get tired of that because of products and the upkeep it takes to make it like look nice.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of work to it.
I do think it's like a little bit of self-care, just embracing who I am, what my body naturally is, and just letting it be instead of like constantly forcing it to be something else.
I'll tell you what, next week I will wear my hair, my wavy curls.
Okay. We'll do it together.
We'll do
I appreciate
our natural stuff.
Emotional support.
Yes.
I love that. How are you doing? Check in with us.
Oh, yeah. So, well, now mentally, what I'm thinking about is the fact that my friend bought me a ticket to see the Backstreet Boys with her in August.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and I totally
is this
forgot
in
about
Vegas
that.
or something?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So we're going to
so
drive
jealous.
out. And I know. I feel, it makes me feel old to be like, Backstreet Boys and like all this teenage angst, you know, when it comes to it. But I'm so excited. So yeah, we're going to go do that and drive out. So yeah, I wasn't thinking about that until you started talking about trips, and I was like, oh, I haven't told her.
Backstreet Boys.
Street Boys. So yeah.
Oh, my 16-year-old self is so.
It's like, I know, fangirling. I was a Nick Carter girl. Who were you?
I don't think I had a specific boy that I liked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was just like the whole poster and the vibe. It was more like the vibe of the music.
Yes. Oh,
you know, I've
seen them 3 times before. So
maybe Brian.
I could see you as a Brian girl.
Cute, right?
Yeah, he's cute. Yeah. I think I like him more now as an adult than I did then, because I was the blonde, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had too much of a surfer dude vibe for me. I'm not. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Backstreet Boys.
Differences. Okay, so now emotionally I'm just feeling excited. But I do like this idea that, what was the word you used?
Tender.
The tender. Yes.
Tender's a good word.
I have that too right now. I'm feeling that way. Ironically, my cat has been a little needy lately.
Oh my gosh, maybe it's like part of March Madness because my cats are so needy.
Oh, really?
I'm literally having to be like, get off me, because they will climb into my face. Yeah. And I'm like, baby,
what is
stop.
going on?
I'm touched out.
Yes, I've noticed him going and like laying in the spot that like Coda would go lay in.
Oh,
and
is
like
he grieving?
I think so. And like going into his crate or into her crate. Coda was a girl. Yeah. But like, and so I've noticed kind of that, and so yeah, a little bit of tenderness there. And I think my kids are kind of off and on, kind of going in and out of grief with that too. And so I'm like, this is taking longer than I thought it would, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's telling me it takes a while, and we'll come there. So yeah, 2 things at once, right?
Yep. Excited and tender.
Yeah. Yeah, physically tired, just really needing rest. But I did I'll get to that when I get to my self-compassion. But yeah, I just feel really like, I think I said this when I came in, I feel disoriented today. I forgot to brush my teeth. I forgot my sunglasses. I was just like, I don't know my routine right now. It's just like not working. But socially, I went and got my nails done last night with a very good friend of mine who introduced me to my family's favorite band. Me and my children are in love with them. So we were just, fangirl talking the entire time about them. And then they had a concert in Texas and they were live on TikTok, like streaming it. And so we were just sitting there watching it and like, you know, talking about it. It was great.
That's so exciting.
I had so much fun.
I love like those ways that technology
I know. So like
connects
I can
us like in a long distance.
Because we were sitting there
cool.
whining about like, it's been 6 months since we've seen them. Why aren't they coming to Utah? Why are they all on the East Coast right now? And then we were like, okay, it's silly. We're being silly. So that was my social. That was great. And then self-care, I had my nails done, but I also took myself out to dinner last night and read. And I was all alone. It was beautiful.
That sounds so nice. Where'd you go for dinner?
I just went to Chili's.
Oh, Chili's.
You know,
Chili's.
Fajitas. Yeah.
Chili's is underrated.
You can't go wrong.
There's something for everybody.
Exactly. It was wonderful. So I read, and the waitress was so cute, like, and bubbly and sweet that, like, I don't know, it felt like a moment where I was like making a friend, you know, with her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my
great.
Yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a weird week, but it's been a good week.
It's weird, but it's good.
Weird.
It's because of the sun, you know.
Yes.
I do appreciate that we have more sunshine in the afternoons because my kids will come home from school and it just feels like they still have time to play and play outside and
nice.
without you know, getting chilly cold and
well, and there hasn't been cloud cover in that like grogginess that we were complaining about in January either. Right. So it feels more like spring is on its way. It
does, and there's daffodils everywhere, which daffodils are my flower for my littlest boy. So I have a tattoo on my right arm that I have a little flower bouquet for my 3 kiddos, and I looked up, you know, their birth flowers, but they didn't really fit. The birth flower for my daughter did. She's the gladiolas, and that represents like femininity and playfulness, which is totally her. Yes. But the birth flowers for my boys didn't. So I just picked flowers that felt like them to me. Does that make sense?
I like that. Yeah.
So for my oldest I chose a sunflower because he is big and beautiful and brash and bright, and I just love him, and like the way sunflowers turn towards the sun, and they remind me of just steadiness and happiness. Mm-hmm. And then for my youngest B, he kind of represents a new chapter in my life, you know, of having a family with my second husband and our blended family. And so for him, I chose a daffodil because it's the first flower of the spring. It's like represents renewal and new life and all of that. So now he calls it his flower. So we were like riding to the park the other day, him on his little bike, and we saw our yard with flowers, and he's like, "Mommy, it's my flower." And I was like, "Oh,
that's cute that he knows."
So they will always, I need to plant daffodils in my yard because we have a new house and it's our first spring, so I need to figure out what I want my garden to look like, but so that makes me feel happy. Anyway, what do you want to process with us today, my dear?
Okay.
That sounded like ominous, like here we go.
I know it sounds ominous, but I'm actually very excited about today's processing. It's something that's come up a lot in my sessions this week. Okay. And I don't know if it's just because we kind of talked about allowing ourselves to be human last week, and so that's in the forefront of my mind, but like it seems to be resonating with a lot of my clients, and not just my mom clients, you know? Mm-hmm. So as moms who are also therapists to moms, right?
That's us.
We wear 2 different hats all the time. And we're caregivers and we're clinicians all the time though. I feel like I'm a caregiver to my clients just as much as I am to my kids. And I can sometimes fall into that clinician role with my kids.
Family. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I was kind of contemplating about this, and it's like, because you and I value that expertise and that clinical knowledge, it kind of comes to the forefront of our mind when we're parenting, but life with our kids isn't a supervised session. It's not a supervised, scheduled, like, structured session that we have with them. And so I've just been thinking a lot about that, right? And the fact that I just want to normalize that not knowing how to respond in every single moment is okay. Does that make sense? And while I was sort of like...
That totally makes sense.
Right? And while I was researching this, I found this quote that was just like, it just made my heart so happy. So I just want to reframe not knowing as a strength, because not knowing invites curiosity, presence, and humility, and it opens space for flexible thinking and shared problem solving.
Oh, I love that.
If my kids are having a problem and I don't know how to respond, and I don't feel like I can just stop and like think about it like I do as a clinician in a session, or help them to process through that, it's okay. It's okay. And it's okay to like come back later and be like, oh, you know what? That really didn't really work out that well. So how can we more embrace uncertainty and look at life with curiosity and learn to trust ourselves that we will be able to make the right decision in the moment?
Yeah.
Or fix it if we can't.
I love that. I love the idea of not knowing something in the moment is an opportunity for flexibility, curiosity, even connecting, like sitting with your kids and going, well, I don't know what to do. What do you want to do? What do you think we should do? and maybe empowering them or finding connection and like being in that, I don't know, place together instead of constantly being like, well, son, this is the thing you should do. And this is why. Let me teach you a skill.
Let me teach you. Yes. Let's go do. Yeah. I kind of had to do this morning because I got really frustrated because I was trying to tell Kay that it was time to leave for school. She's gotten into this habit of listening to music in her room in the morning rather than coming out to the living room.
Yes.
And so I asked C to go knock on her door and let her know that we had to leave. C is very quiet. She speaks very quietly. She knocked and she said something. I didn't hear her say anything. Later, Kay was not leaving her room. She was not coming out. So I called to her. Didn't get a response. Called again. Didn't get a response. Went and knocked on her door. Now I'm frustrated, right?
So yes, because this is like the fourth time you've called.
Tried to get her out. And I responded in a way that I don't really like. You know, I was like, come on, we gotta go, you know? And she immediately comes out and she's like, what? I didn't know it was like this, the tone, you know?
Yes.
And I'm like, you don't need to immediately come out and start getting defensive like that. And I was like, C came and knocked on your door. No, she did. She knocked on the door, but she didn't say anything. And so now they're fighting. They're bickering back and forth because she's like, now I'm going to get in trouble because she's blaming me about something. And finally, I was just like, okay, everybody stop. No more talking. We're not talking. We're done. Let's just get in the car.
I'm just shocked how much I say that as a mom. No more talking. Everyone's done talking. Everybody get in the car. We will finish talking later.
Yeah, I did not know how to handle it in that moment. And so finally, I got in the car and I was just like, okay, processing this with curiosity, right? Why did you immediately respond the way you responded? She says, I don't know. She's in this like preteen, like, whatever. I'm not listening to you kind of grump phase. And I finally was just like, you know what? We've talked about this several times. The reason the two of you bicker so much is because you come at her with this aggressive tone.
Yeah.
Like there are other ways to say things. Oh, I didn't hear you say anything. I just heard you knock at the door. Right. And then I could say, well, if somebody knocks at your door, maybe get up and open the door and see what's going on, you know?
What a brilliant idea. I've never thought of that before.
But no, someone knocks at the door, doesn't say anything, and so I'm just going to keep
doing it's no big deal, obviously. Yeah,
exactly. So that was kind of like an experience that I had this morning. I didn't respond the way that I wanted to respond at first. And she didn't want to share in my problem solving with me this morning. But in that moment, after I had like calmed down a little bit, I was able to at least have that small conversation with her. And I don't know. I don't always know how to handle things.
Yes.
And that's all right.
That's all right.
It's okay.
I'm glad to hear you say this because I had a moment like this this week too. Although it was with my dear sweet husband.
Oh no.
So besides seeing moms working through postpartum stuff, I also see a lot of couples.
Yeah.
And I work a lot on, helping each other feel seen and appreciated and working through past conflicts and betrayal and all of those different things. But I feel like maybe a third of my clients right now are couples. Oh, wow. And I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So I'm like constantly thinking about how to have a healthy relationship. And yet I have my own issues.
Yeah.
And I have issues from my past relationships that still show up in my current one. And I sometimes get into really bad patterns that I don't have full awareness of because it's just my natural survival tendencies. And about once a year, my husband has to call me out and be like, hey, stop it. Remember this thing you do? It's actually really frustrating and not healthy, and it makes things worse. I know you think you're protecting yourself or that you're protecting me, but really you're not. Cut it out. And that happened this week. This week was my annual call out for being a little bit close-minded.
Doesn't it suck when they know us better than we know ourselves?
I know.
Like the other day, Derek was like, Sasha, you're pacing. Sit down. Calm down. Your anxiety is heightening. It's not helping. And
right. The way they see us. Yeah. Fine. But just like sitting in that moment of feeling called out, and there are parts that are defensive of like, well, this is why though. Mm-hmm. This is why it makes sense. But then coming back to this idea that I work with couples on this every day. Like I should know better.
I should know. Yeah.
If I'm helping others grow and nurture their relationships, why do I forget to do that? You know? And so, yeah, normalize not knowing. Normalize that even though you know maybe what to do in someone else's situation, it's also hard to synthesize that and do it in your own life sometimes. So thanks for normalizing that.
We're not perfect.
Yeah.
None of us are.
Thanks, babe, for calling me out. And I'm sorry. I will forever be working on this.
It's fine. It's normal.
Yeah. So going along with that, our affirmation of the day.
Oh my gosh. I just read it. Wow. This is wild.
So the affirmation of the day today is, I am allowed to change my mind. This is something that came up as I was sitting with the wise mind that we talked about last week, of making decisions using your rational mind or your emotional mind and not having regret. But sometimes we don't do that. Lots of times we don't do that. Mm-hmm. So what do you do then? You just sit in guilt and shame? No. Give yourself permission to say, I'm allowed to change my mind.
Right.
I made this decision. Maybe it was overly emotional. Maybe it was overly rational. Or maybe it felt right at the time or good at the time. But as time has gone on, maybe it's not serving you anymore.
Right.
Or maybe you realize, oh, I thought I was being smart, but really that was really an impulsive emotional choice. Mm-hmm. And just let yourself realize that and give yourself permission to change your mind. Like either you have new experiences or you have new information, let yourself change your mind, right? Whether that's with, I've changed my mind with my career. You know, I feel like I have 3 different versions of my life, because I have my life before I was a mom, where I worked in the arts and as an executive assistant and all of that. And then I changed my mind and decided to be a stay-at-home mom. And then because of life circumstances, I had to change my mind again to do work. And in this journey of becoming a therapist, there was another career I had considered beforehand, being a preschool teacher, focusing on early education. That was really interesting to me. And I did that for a year. And I was going to go get my Montessori teaching license and all of that. And then I realized that it drained my mom cup. Oh, yeah. And so I had to sit with myself and say, nope, this job makes me a worse mom. And being a mom is more important to me. Mm-hmm. So I need to change my mind. Yeah. And giving myself permission, giving yourself permission to change your mind. Even if it's like, I want to go to this restaurant. No, I don't. I want to watch this show. No, I don't. Mm-hmm. I want to get together with friends. You know, I'm actually not capable of doing that today. So I'm going to change my mind. Like, you're allowed to change your mind.
Right.
You know, and like, yes, sometimes there will be consequences.
Yes, that's very
right.
True.
So just recognize that, but just know that you're allowed to do something else.
Yeah.
If you feel like you have new information. Do you feel like you change your mind a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel guilty about changing your mind?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, if I've said it once, I'm not allowed to do anything else ever.
Right? You know me. It's like my OCD brain, right? If I'm like, I want to hang out with friends. No, I don't have the capacity to do that. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to upset anybody, so I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'm miserable the entire time and upsetting people anyway, right? Like, that's just kind of... I worry a lot about hurting people's feelings. And I chose to go out by myself last night rather than spending time with friends. Yeah. And that was okay. It was okay. It's what I needed. And I also chose to not go to bed with my husband last night which we had originally talked about earlier in the day. And he was disappointed about that. But I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go to sleep yet. And if I try and go lay there, then I'm just going to lay there awake. So I'm going to stay down here and read some more and wait for sleepiness to come upon me, right?
Yeah. Wait for sleepiness.
Oh, for sleepiness.
To happen.
Yes. And I was disappointed too because I missed him. But,
yeah.
it's just.
But it was also just one night.
It was one night. Yeah. Tonight we'll go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were questioning either where you're at now or, decisions that you have made and feeling stuck, just know that you are allowed to change your mind.
Yeah. I like it. Beautiful.
All right. What's our education moment? Sasha, teach us something.
I'm going to teach you something. So I really wanted to continue on with this DBT stuff that we've been talking about. So last week when we talked about wise mind, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's more of the mindfulness-based side of DBT, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there are 4 different aspects of DBT.
Our pillars, if you will.
Pillars. Thank you. So we have mindfulness. We have emotion regulation. We have
distress tolerance.
Thank you. Distress tolerance. That's the one. Emotion regulation and distress tolerance are always the ones that I get mixed up in my brain. I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
Yeah. And then relationship effectiveness. Okay. So this skill that I'm teaching today is in the emotion regulation pillar. I use this one multiple times a week just for myself. This is probably my go-to anytime I start to kind of feel my anxiety increasing. And so in DBT, they use a lot of acronyms, right?
So many acronyms.
But it's helpful because it helps you to kind of keep these skills in mind. The TIPP skill is what we're learning today. And it's actually, you have to know this, it's TIPP, not just TIP.
Yes.
There are 2 of those. So the T stands for temperature. You know me, I'm a wateraholic, right? I always have super ice cold water. You probably don't know this either, but I usually fill it up to about here, 2/3 of the way up of ice, right? So it's always super cold. And I use that when I'm feeling anxious. If I'm feeling triggered in a session, sometimes that makes it easy to just pull my water up and cool down my mouth. But if it's getting worse, using an ice pack on the back of your neck,
the sides of your face, on your wrists can be helpful too.
I read about wrists when I was doing more research yesterday, and I've never heard of that one. But we see this in movies all the time, the comedic relief things where people are freaking out and they'll splash cold water on their face so they calm down, right? So we've been doing this for a long time, but all of these things that we're going to talk about in this skill activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms your body down, which I'm pretty sure you talked about in a few episodes ago. So yeah, another thing that I do, especially in the winter, while I'm driving, I'll just lean my face on the car window because it's cold there and that'll cool me down. Or in the summer, just blast the AC and make it go straight to my face. I've even had clients get those those first aid cold compresses that you can just activate. And they'll use those on airplanes and stuff like that where you can't just easily get ice or a cold pack of some kind.
Yeah.
So yes, temperature. I stands for intense exercise.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they say intense exercise because it's really you just have to get your heart rate going in 60 to 90 seconds, right?
Yeah.
We had probably 3 spontaneous dance parties with the kids over the weekend because everybody was just feeling all antsy and anxious. And I'm like, okay, let's turn the music on. Let's just everybody pick a song.
Yep.
So that's really helpful. Our favorite go-to song is Taylor Swift's Shake It Off.
It's a great one.
It's a good one because you're shaking.
Is. Yeah.
So that's a good one. Do you have a song you go to?
My kids, they play the final countdown. So random. Or Ghostbusters. That's a good one.
Hey, I like that.
Because then they're shouting, Ghostbusters!
There you go.
And they've never seen it. They're small children.
It's just a fun
But fun fact, that was the first song that my little one B danced to for the very first time. We have this little video of him just bouncing his knees to the Ghostbusters song. So yeah, those are the ones my kids put on all the time. Or K-pop Demon Hunters is a really great go-to.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
take
those are
it down, take it down, take it down, take it down. We know those songs way too much.
Yes, it'll be good.
Explain why getting your heart rate up is helpful.
So getting your heart rate up when we are in the wild, right? If we go back evolutionary wise, if we were being chased by a bear or a lion, my brain is not working today.
This is how I explain it. So
yes, thank you.
When our nervous system is overreacting to something that's not actually a threat, you're releasing adrenaline or cortisol or whatever, it's already in your system. If you are able to work it out naturally, which is what happens when we run,
there you go.
When we get our heart rate up, it also it processes that adrenaline and cortisol, and then our body naturally goes, oh, now we need to calm down because we've just run away from the bear, or we've danced it out, and then our body naturally it's like almost like we trigger the natural physical response of we got away, we're okay now, let's calm down, like at the end of a workout.
Yes.
And so it's like if you feel like you're running from a bear, actually run from the bear.
Just get the exercise. Okay, I like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then it's like just like lean into it, so then you can trigger the cool down that happens next.
So you can do jumping jacks. You can do. I've done burpees before.
Yep, I make my kids run around the house, like run in circles.
Let's go.
It's like you were crazy. Go run around.
Go get it out of your system.
Yes.
So the first P stands for paced breathing. There are so many different ways to do paced breathing. I think our go-to is boxed breathing. I think that's the one I teach the most often, where breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. I did read somewhere that you have to do at least 10 breaths before it's even going to be close to effective. And it's funny because I always used to say like, no, breathing doesn't work for me. I can't do it. And then when I read that, I was like, oh, it's because I do like 3.
You have to do it enough to actually activate your nervous system response.
Yes.
This is all about essentially trying to hack your nervous system.
Yep. Let's trick it. Let's trick it into going like, oh, wait a minute. You
feeling okay.
I am safe in this moment.
Yes.
And then the final one is paired muscle relaxation. I tend to use this one if I'm having a lot of anxious thoughts at night when I'm trying to fall asleep. And it's ultimately just you're tensing up small muscle groups, right? So like I'm clenching my fist right now.
Yeah.
And you hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds and then you release. But what you're focusing on is the release and the relaxation that is coming from tensing and then releasing. Right. You'll be surprised if you start practicing this a lot, how much you're already tensing your body.
Exactly.
And then when you're like, oh, wait, oh, I can relax that. Okay. That feels weird, you know, but that's really helpful. I like to start with my feet and then work my way up to my head. Some people prefer top down, but I think it's just a preference thing. I don't know if it really matters.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters either. But yeah, I think it's that kind of with, you already think you're running from a bear, so run from the bear. It's like your body's already holding all this tension. So let's make it intentional. Let's tense it up even more and then release it. Yeah, and I'm always surprised how much tension I'm holding in my face or in my shoulders or in my hands, that it's like, oh, okay.
It's like, what faces are we making in the world when our faces can you
right?
imagine? Oh my gosh, I'm terrified.
Right. These are great skills. I like the TIPP skill. I think it's a good reminder that if your nervous system is disordered, which if you're having like, if you have anxiety or PTSD or whatever, that is a disordered response, that these are ways to kind of hack it.
Yeah.
Speaking of coping skills, so we're going to do a little bonus round today, kind of in place of our lightning round, because the lightning round is just use a coping skill.
There we go.
But because it's March Madness, and March Madness is all about brackets, we're going to do a little bracket game. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I have no idea what we're doing.
Okay, so we're going to do a grade 8 bracket. So we have 8 things, and we're going to slowly bracket it down. So I'm going to give you 2 things, and we're going to debate which one is better, and that one will be the winner. And then it will go against the other winners until we have our overall winner. Oh. The category of this bracket is coping skills. These are the coping skills that I think all therapists, we always throw out there. These are like really common. They're noted on TikTok and everywhere you go. So let's talk about, we're going to bracket to see what do we think is actually the best coping skill. Okay. I'm thinking just like for general stress or anxiety. Okay. So these are the 8 we're going to bracket through. The first is mindfulness, which I think is like that deep breathing or meditation.
Okay.
Physical self-care, like taking a shower, taking a nap. Movement, like yoga or exercise. Going outside. Soothing our senses, like weighted blanket, hot or cold beverages. Connection, so talking to a friend, going to therapy. Distraction, reading, video games, scrolling. And the last one is journaling. Okay. So our first matchup, Sasha, is mindfulness versus physical self-care. What do you think is the better coping skill?
So I feel like mindfulness for me is the practice that I do to be more aware of a disordered system.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't have my mindfulness practice when I wasn't disordered, then I wouldn't notice when I need a coping skill.
Yeah.
So I feel like the physical self-care is a better coping skill.
Yeah.
But you were mentioning more like breathing. So,
well, yeah, mindfulness
thoughts?
To me is like, yeah, we're bringing our mind to what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's deep breathe, let's meditate, let's get
what's happening in my body
still and aware. Mm-hmm. Whereas physical self-care is like, I'm stressed out, so I'm gonna take a shower, or I'm gonna take a nap.
Yes.
What's your favorite coping?
I'm gonna go with physical self-care because the mindfulness part is what happens beforehand. But when you're in the midst of stress, I mean, paced breathing we just talked about is a useful skill. I think I prefer the physical self-care. I think that affects me more. Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
Okay. So physical self-care moves on.
Okay. Keep going.
All right. Our next matchup. Movement, moving your body versus going outside.
I want to go. I mean.
Are you going to dance or are you going to go sit in the sunshine?
Yeah.
What helps you feel better?
I want to go with moving the body because that is one of my go-tos. I will walk around and pace or dance or do things like that. Yeah.
Do you feel like it helps with the overwhelm?
Yeah.
Or the stress?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is tricky for me because the way these put out, because for me, going outside is going for a walk. So it is moving your body.
Then it is still the same thing.
So,
see, and this is what's funny is what I'm carrying going outside with is my book on my my back deck, right? And like, so.
What about just like nature, like grounding in nature? You know, like feet in the grass, like touch grass. So, what do you think helps more people, touching grass or dancing it out?
Dancing it out.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think if you can dance it out outside, that's like ideal.
That's true.
Go for a walk, go for a run, but. I think moving your body is a quicker and more effective way to deal with stress.
Well, and again, I think going outside and being present in nature is more preventative.
Yeah.
Rather than the coping stuff.
Like your mindfulness is more preventative. Being outside regularly. Okay. Our next matchup, soothing your senses versus connection. So senses is like weighted blanket, hot or cold beverage, or connection of talking to a friend.
See, here's where my OCD issue comes in. If I'm trying to use connection as a coping skill, I'm probably reassurance seeking.
Okay. But some of that is ordered.
Yes.
Some of that is normal.
But also not.
Feeling validated and
you mentioned therapy
connected.
For that one too.
Yeah.
Which is, but I can't always just go to that.
True.
Like I have to schedule it and I have to wait for that to be there. So
yeah, and if you're wanting connection from someone, you have to wait for them to be available, like your husband or your kids or your friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Versus soothing your senses. What do you do to soothe your senses?
Yes, sense of touch. So like I'll play with a fidget toy or I will like rub my jeans. I have this pair of leggings that I always wear when I'm on a plane because it has these like ridges on it and I can do that. I will curl up with a blanket. I do that, like wrap that around me so that I'm nice and cozy and warm.
Yeah, I'm big with blankets or like turning down the lights or turning on soft music.
Yep.
Like I'll turn on jazz music in the kitchen.
And then we have like, my husband calls them squeeze you hugs. Just really, really tight bear hugs.
Yep.
And my kids will even do it for me. So I don't always need to wait for him.
Yeah. So soothing your senses or connection? What do you feel like is more effective?
Probably soothing my senses. If it comes to coping with stress.
Yeah. I have a hard time with this one. I think I would probably vote connection. I think talking it out to a friend helps me mentally process like my thoughts and emotions and feel
maybe get out of
seen.
That loop. Yeah. I'm all about the distraction though. We know this.
Well, distraction's the next one. So I don't know, connection or senses.
Maybe
Which
we
one?
keep connection in because maybe Sasha has to change her mind right now and realize that not every time I'm connecting with someone I'm reassurance seeking.
Yes, yeah. Okay, our last matchup is distraction versus journaling. This is easy for me.
Yeah,
I would vote distraction 100%.
Distraction.
I think journaling works very well for a small number of people. And for those people, it's like a game changer. Mm-hmm. But I'm not one of those people.
No. I love journaling.
I feel like I ruminate if I journal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm not getting off the hamster wheel anytime soon if I'm like putting all my thoughts down on paper. However, I do really like journaling when I'm doing my IFS work.
Yeah, that's because we're
writing
exploring.
it out. Yeah.
Specific. All right, we went down from 8. Now we have 4. So our next matchup, physical self-care versus moving your body.
Physical self-care versus moving your body.
So physical self-care, like
showering, napping.
Eating, napping.
Moving my body. It just works faster for me.
It does work faster.
I mean, all those other things are great, but like if I need to get back to it, then
moving your body. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving your body goes on. Connection versus distraction.
Oh no.
You're gonna call a friend, or are you gonna read your book? Think about stress and overwhelm. Think about for the general public. Maybe more for the general public. I think I would more encourage people to connect than distract. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it helps longer. I think distraction's good for a few hours, but then whatever's bugging you is still there.
Yeah. Well, and I want to say, like, when with my therapist, like, she would say, okay, you're feeling anxious and you're doing an exposure. Mm-hmm. Now just go back to whatever it is you would normally be doing, which could be connection, right? Yeah. So that would be the distraction that I would be talking about in like a normal everyday situation, you know? So okay.
Okay. Connection. Okay. Our final 2 matchups.
Okay.
Moving your body or connection.
Oh boy.
What is the best coping skill when you are stressed or overwhelmed?
I'm struggling because I still want to go with moving your body, which I didn't think that was going to be what I went with. That's interesting.
Yeah. I feel like more often than not, my go-to advice and my go-to thing that I actually do is going for a little walk.
Yeah.
So I think moving your body is like my natural instinct.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm stressed, I need to move, which we know like the bilateral stimulation of moving your body as well as the heart rate stuff. Like there's so many benefits from that.
I did not think that was going to go.
Is this our winner?
I think it's the winner.
Everybody. Okay. Here's your sign to move your body. Go for a walk or shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Oh,
I love how we sing in almost every episode. Have you noticed that?
Every episode.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for showing up for yourself today.
You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, or email us at themommytherapists@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what made an impact or what you'd like to hear next time.
Whether it's changing your mind or moving your body, we hope something good happens to you today.
See you next week.
Take care.